You've had a very close relationship with John Howard. You famously called him the man of steel. If he doesn't win the election and Kevin Rudd does become Prime Minister, given you have differences over such a big issue as Iraq, will the alliance still be the same?
I refuse to accept your hypothesis.
If he wins.
Well, as if. I mean, you're asking me to answer a hypothetical.
But will the alliance change?
All I can tell you is that I remember John Howard has been behind in polls before and he's won. And so I'm not going to prejudge the decision of the Australian people. And I will end up dealing with whomever and work hard to make sure that the Australian-U.S. relationship is good. But I don't buy into your hypothesis.
But essentially, the relationship won't suffer if Kevin Rudd becomes Prime Minister?
Look, I'll be glad to deal with the situation. See, that's a loaded question in this sense. You're trying to get me to predict the outcome of the election, and I'm not going to do it.
No,
I don't know enough about it, and I'm going down there to deal with the current Prime Minister, who, no doubt about it, is a close personal friend of mine. And I think he is a man of steel because he's a person who stands on conviction and principle. I don't know Mr. Rudd. I'm looking forward to getting to know him, and. That's all I really want to comment about your elections.
A lot of Australians will be weighing up what's going to happen to the alliance if Labor wins the election.
Yeah, as I said, I really am not going to get involved in your election down there. I am going to be I'm going down as the U.S. president, proud of the relationship between the United States and Australia. It is a relationship based upon our common values. It's a relationship based upon good economic ties, and it's a really important relationship. And I presume whoever the U.S. president is after me, and the prime ministers to come in Australia will understand how important that is.
Labor also wants the alliance to focus more on China and its military build-up in particular, its nuclear arms stocks. Should more attention be given to that and China's tensions with Japan?
We spend a lot of time on China in this administration. I've got good relations with both the Japanese and Chinese leadership. My view is that it's important for there to be a active U.S. presence in Asia, precisely to make sure that old tensions don't flare up. And I'm pleased with the progress that's being made in Asia. And obviously the interesting relationship now in Asia is the trading relationship. Australia, fortunately, has got a surplus with China. And America, however, has got a major deficit with China.
Does the military issue concern you?
It only concerns me if there's hostility. In other words, it only concerns me if the government declares its hostility toward the world. I happen to believe that China's most important issue internally is for them to grow their economy to deal with, they've got to create like 25 million new jobs a year in order to stay even, in order to keep their economy growing. And so therefore, my view of China is that they're internally focused to the extent that they want economic growth and vitality. They're externally focused in order to get the raw materials they need. But if they ever turn hostile, I would be concerned about a military.
Mr. President, just finally, a lot of Sydney-siders are complaining about the impost of APEC and particularly your security detail and how that will affect the city for a week while you're there, almost a week while you're there. Do you have any message for them?
Well, first, I'm looking forward to coming to the beautiful city, and to the extent that I inconvenience them, I apologize. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about in terms of
the security lockdown in the city. And
I thank you for sharing that with me. I got a lot on my mind, and one of the things that's on my mind is I'm looking forward to coming to. They tell me one of the most beautiful cities in the world. If I inconvenience people, that's not my intent. My intent is to represent my country in an important meeting, in a country that I admire a lot, and a country with whom we've got great relations, and it's important that we continue to have great relations. I hope people understand why it's done, I just hope it doesn't disrupt their lives too much.
Mr. President, we do look forward to seeing you in Sydney. Thank you very much for your time today.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Good job.